The 1970s gave birth to cinema's greatest trucking legends. But which movie truly crowned the decade? Now, when we talk about trucking movies that defined an entire decade, we're not just discussing entertainment. We're exploring films that captured the spirit of American freedom, rebellion, and the open road. These movies didn't just feature trucks. They made them heroes. Number 10, Duel, 1971. Starting our countdown is Steven Spielberg's masterpiece that launched his legendary career. This psychological thriller follows David Mann, a businessman whose routine drive becomes a nightmare when he encounters a mysterious truck driver on a desolate highway. The antagonist? A menacing Peterbilt 281 tanker truck that becomes more terrifying than any monster Hollywood ever created. What makes this film extraordinary is that we never see the truck driver's face, never learn his motives. The truck itself becomes the villain, a steel predator hunting its prey across the American Southwest. Spielberg understood something profound about trucking culture. These massive machines possess an almost supernatural presence on the highway. The film's genius lies in its simplicity. Man versus machine, civilization versus the wild frontier that truckers navigate daily. This movie proved that trucks could carry dramatic weight beyond their cargo. Number 9, Steel Cowboy, 1978. James Brolin delivers a powerhouse performance as John Steele Tarrant, a trucker wrestling with personal demons while traversing America's highways. This film showcases both a Western Star 480 and Kenworth W900, vehicles that mirror their driver's journey from breakdown to redemption. What sets Steel Cowboy apart is its authentic portrayal of trucking life's harsh realities. The movie doesn't romanticize the profession. It shows the loneliness, the financial struggles, the physical toll of life on the road. Yet it also captures the dignity and pride that define America's trucking community. The film's trucks aren't just transportation, they're mobile homes, offices, and sanctuaries. Brolin's character finds solace in his cab, strength in his engine's rhythm. This movie understood that for many truckers, their rig isn't just a job, it's their identity. Number 8, Breaker Breaker, 1977. Chuck Norris brings his martial arts expertise to the trucking world in this action-packed adventure. Playing J.D. Dawes, a trucker searching for his missing brother in a corrupt small town, Norris proves that truckers don't back down from fights, whether behind the wheel or on foot. The film features classic 18-wheeler semi-trucks that serve as both weapons and shields in the battle against corruption. What makes this movie special is how it portrays truckers as modern-day cowboys, riding steel horses across concrete plains, bound by their own code of honor. Breaker Breaker tapped into the CB radio culture that was exploding in the 1970s. The movie showed how truckers created their own communication network, their own language, their own brotherhood. It wasn't just about moving freight, it was about maintaining connections across vast distances. Number 7, Over the Top, 1987. While technically from the late 80s, Sylvester Stallone's Over the Top deserves recognition for its portrayal of trucking culture. Lincoln Hawk's journey to reconnect with his son while competing in arm wrestling tournaments showcases the trucker's dual nature. Tough as nails on the outside, deeply caring within. The film's truck becomes a symbol of hope and determination. Hawk's rig represents his livelihood, his home, and his chance at redemption. Stallone understood that truckers often sacrifice family time for financial stability, And this movie explores that painful reality with surprising depth. What resonates with trucking audiences is the film's message about perseverance. Just as truckers push through fatigue, weather, and mechanical problems to deliver their loads, Hawk pushes through personal obstacles to deliver something more precious, a relationship with his son. Number 6. Black Dog, 1998. Patrick Swayze's portrayal of ex-con trucker Jack Cruz showcases the darker side of the trucking industry. Forced into transporting illegal weapons in his black Peterbilt 379, Cruz represents truckers caught between survival and morality. This film doesn't shy away from the reality that some truckers face impossible choices. The movie's truck chases are legendary, but what makes Black Dog memorable is its exploration of redemption. Cruz's journey shows that even when circumstances force you down the wrong road, you can still choose the right destination. The Peterbilt 379 in this film becomes a character itself, sleek, powerful, and dangerous. It represents both Cruz's prison and his path to freedom. The movie understands that for many truckers, their rig is their second chance at life. Number 5. Maximum Overdrive, 1986. Stephen King's directorial debut turns trucks into the stuff of nightmares. When machines become sentient and attack humanity, the Western Star 4800 with its demonic face becomes horror cinema's most terrifying vehicle. While primarily a horror film, Maximum Overdrive taps into a primal fear about these massive machines. King understood that trucks, with their size and power, could be genuinely frightening when turned against us. The film's trucks aren't just possessed, they're predators. What makes this movie relevant to trucking culture is how it acknowledges the awesome power these vehicles possess. Every trucker knows the responsibility that comes with controlling 80,000 pounds of steel and cargo. King simply asked, what if that power had malicious intent? Now, folks, we're reaching the middle of our countdown, so don't forget to subscribe. We've got more automotive legends coming your way. Number 4, Big Rig, 2007. Director Doug Prey's documentary takes us inside the real world of long-haul trucking. Unlike fictional portrayals, Big Rig features actual drivers sharing their authentic stories, struggles, and triumphs on America's highways. This film reveals trucking's human side, the sacrifices drivers make, the communities they build, the pride they take in their profession. Real truckers discuss everything from family separation to the freedom of the open road, creating a portrait that's both heartbreaking and inspiring. Big Rig proves that reality often surpasses fiction. The documentary shows that truckers aren't just drivers, they're the backbone of American commerce, the unsung heroes who keep our economy moving. Their stories deserve telling, and Prey tells them with respect and authenticity. Number 3, White Line Fever, 1975. Jan Michael Vincent stars as Carroll Joe Hummer, a young trucker who discovers his company's involvement in illegal activities. Driving a blue and white 1974 Ford WT9000 with a 350 NTC Cummins turbo diesel, Hummer represents the honest trucker fighting against corruption. This film captures the 1970s trucking industry's growing pains. As the industry expanded, some companies cut corners or broke laws to maximize profits. White Line Fever shows how individual truckers often stood up against these practices, risking their livelihoods for their principles. The movie's truck sequences are spectacular, featuring high-speed chases and dramatic crashes that showcase both the power and vulnerability of these machines. But the real power comes from Vincent's portrayal of a man who won't compromise his integrity, even when facing overwhelming odds. Number 2. Convoy, 1978. Sam Peckinpah's epic follows Rubber Duck and his fellow truckers as they form a massive convoy to protest corrupt law enforcement. Based on C.W. McCall's hit song, the film features a black 1977 Mack RS 700L series as Rubber Duck's iconic rig. Convoy captures the rebellious spirit that defined 1970s trucking culture. The CB radio revolution had given truckers a voice, and this movie shows them using it to organize against injustice. The convoy becomes a rolling protest, a mobile demonstration of trucker solidarity. What makes Convoy legendary is its scale. Peckinpah assembled hundreds of trucks for the film's massive convoy sequences, creating visuals that had never been seen before. The movie shows truckers as modern-day rebels, fighting authority with horsepower and determination. The film's portrayal of trucker camaraderie rings true to anyone familiar with the culture. When one trucker faces trouble, others rally to help. This brotherhood of the road becomes the movie's true hero, more powerful than any individual character. Number 1. Smokey and the Bandit, 1977. Topping our list is the film that made trucking cool for an entire generation. Burt Reynolds' Bandit and Jerry Reed's Snowman embark on a legendary beer run from Texas to Georgia, pursued by Sheriff Buford T. Justice in one of cinema's greatest chase sequences. The movie's success wasn't accidental. It captured everything Americans loved about trucking culture: the freedom, the humor, the rebellion against authority. Reynolds and Reed's chemistry showcased the partnership between car and truck drivers that defines much of highway culture. Snowman's truck becomes as iconic as the Bandit's Trans Am. The film shows truckers as heroes, not just supporting characters. They're smart, funny, loyal, and capable of outsmarting anyone who underestimates them. This portrayal resonated with audiences because it reflected truckers' real-world reputation. But here's what made Smokey and the Bandit truly special. It showed trucking as fun. While other films focused on drama or danger, this movie celebrated the joy of the open road. It reminded audiences that trucking, at its heart, is about freedom and adventure. The film's impact on trucking culture cannot be overstated. It inspired countless people to become truckers, influenced CB radio adoption, and created lasting friendships between truckers and the general public. Even today, decades later, truckers reference this movie's characters and quotes. These 10 films didn't just entertain audiences, they created legends. From Spielberg's terrifying Peterbilt to Reynolds' heroic Snowman, these movies transformed trucks from simple vehicles into cultural icons. They showed America that truckers weren't just drivers. They were modern cowboys, rebels with a cause, and the backbone of our economy. The 1970s gave us more than great trucking movies. It gave us a new appreciation for the men and women who keep America moving. These films captured the spirit of an era when truckers became folk heroes, when CB radios connected strangers across vast distances, and when the open road represented ultimate freedom. What's your favorite trucking movie from this legendary decade? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more automotive history. Remember, as Smokey and the Bandit taught us, we've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but the journey is always worth it.